Steelers Nation. This could be the kind of move that doesn't grab headlines, but ends up making a huge difference in January football. The Pittsburgh Steelers just announced a roster move that could quietly boost this defense right before the playoffs. And the timing is not a coincidence. We're talking about reinforcements. We're talking about depth. We're talking about winning in the trenches, where playoff games are decided. Before we break it all down, do me a favor. Smash that like button, subscribe to Steelers Nation Update, and help us reach our goal of 3,000 subscribers. This channel just got started, and it's built by Steelers fans, for Steelers fans. Alright, let's talk about why this move matters way more than people realize. Steelers open practice window for Isaiah Loudermilk. On Friday, the Steelers officially opened the 21-day practice window for defensive lineman Isaiah Loudermilk. That means one thing: the Steelers believe he could help during this playoff run. Loudermilk hasn't played since week 2 of the season, when he suffered an ankle injury against the Seattle Seahawks back on September 14th. He was placed on injured reserve on September 17th, and we haven't seen him since. Now, with the playoffs here, Pittsburgh is taking a serious look at whether he can be activated before January 30. If not, his season is over. Steelers Nation, teams don't do this unless they think a player can actually contribute. Why this move matters for the defensive line. Let's put this into context. Yes, Cameron Hayward has been healthy and playing at an all-pro level once again. But outside of Cam, this defensive line has taken some hits. Daniel Ekuale, IR early Dean Lowry, IR early rookie Derek Harmon missed multiple stretches during the season. To Harmon's credit, he came back strong in December, and once the line stabilized, look at what happened. Over the final 4 weeks of the regular season, the Steelers allowed just 73.3 rushing yards per game. That's elite. That's playoff football. That's Steelers defense. Now imagine adding another fresh body into that rotation. What Loudermilk brings, even without big stats. Now let's be real, Loudermilk isn't coming back to be a superstar. In his 2 games this season, 37 defensive snaps, 11 special teams snaps, no recorded stats. Career-wise, 60 NFL games, 63 total tackles, 1 sack, 6 pass breakups. But Steelers Nation, this is where casual fans miss the point. Loudermilk brings size and strength inside rotational depth. Fresh legs in January and in playoff football, that matters. That's how you keep Hayward fresh. That's how you survive long drives. That's how you close games in the fourth quarter. Timing. Why Monday night matters. Here's the key detail. The Steelers host the Houston Texans on Monday Night Football, which gives Loudermilk extra time. Even though he won't get a full practice week, he could still practice twice before kickoff. And if the Steelers advance, then Loudermilk gets a full week of preparation for the AFC divisional round. This is chess, not checkers. Mike Tomlin is planning 2 weeks ahead, not just 1 game. The bigger picture. Home playoff football Steelers Nation. This game means everything. This is the Steelers' first home playoff game in 5 years. The last one? That painful loss to Cleveland, down 4 touchdowns after the first quarter. The last time Pittsburgh won a home playoff game? January 8th, 2017. And the Steelers haven't won any playoff games since January 15th, 2017. 6 straight postseason losses. That's not Steelers football. And this locker room knows it. Monday Night Magic at Acrisure Stadium. Now here's where things get interesting. The Steelers have won 23 straight home games on Monday Night Football. 23 in a row. That streak is real. That crowd is real. That energy is real. Yes, the Texans come in hot. 9 straight wins. But the Steelers finished 10-7. Won 4 of their last 5 AFC North champions. This team is peaking at the right time. Steelers Nation. Opening Isaiah Loudermilk's practice window might not dominate ESPN headlines. But playoff games are won with depth, health, toughness in the trenches. This move tells me the Steelers are thinking like a contender, not just a participant. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think Loudermilk can make an impact? Is this defense ready for a deep playoff run? Does Monday Night Magic continue? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And if you love real Steelers talk, make sure to like, subscribe, and help us reach 3,000 subscribers. We just started this channel, and Steelers Nation, we're building something special here. This is Victor. And as always, here we go, Steelers. Now enjoy the CBS Sports preview of the wild card game between the Texans and Steelers.
CBS, if the Steelers do not win this one, their drought in the playoffs is going to reach a decade. It would be 7 consecutive losses. With that hanging over Mike Tomlin and maybe even his future with the team, Adam, how much pressure is he facing on Monday night?
Well, listen, I know that, we've gotten to know Mike Tomlin pretty well over the years and had a lot of conversations. He's not a guy that really feels pressure. At least he's not going to say it outward. And I know, listen, he's been there for so long. He's got 193 wins. He's up there with Noel. Well, let's be honest. I don't think that he's going to the Marty's Trophy shop and putting the plaque on the wall for getting to 500 all those years in a row. I think he understands that this business is all about postseason. It's all about Super Bowls. And that is a long time. You just said he's coming up on a decade possibly of winning a playoff game to one of the most storied franchises in NFL history. So he may not say there's a lot of pressure, Charles, but I can guarantee you that he is looking to win this game. He needs to win this football game, and it's going to be a tough matchup.
Charles, the one thing he does have going for him this season is it's not Mason Rudolph starting at quarterback for him. It's not an aging Russell Wilson. It is Aaron Rodgers, who has been itching to get back into the postseason. First time in 5 years we will see him in the playoffs. What do you think the 42-year-old has left in that arm for this game?
Well, he's got plenty left in the arm, and as we saw against Baltimore on Sunday night, Arch, we were back there playing safety, and you're looking, and all of a sudden Aaron Rodgers is hot-footing it out of the pocket and still picking up first downs, running it. That was a little bit of a surprise. I hadn't seen much of that this past season. But when everything's on the line, everything's on the table as well, right? So all of that is there. The arm is still there. They could not get DK Metcalf back at a better time. And for everything they did to get him, it has to show up on Monday night against Houston. He has to provide some plays downfield for them because overall as a receiving unit, you're seeing Aaron Rodgers get the ball out of his hands as fast as possible, get it to someone, and hope they can make some people miss and pick up some yardage. They need some bigger, more explosive plays downfield. That's why they got Metcalf. He has to show up for them on Monday night because Rodgers still has plenty of arm to get it to him.
Yeah, and listen, I don't know about you, but I just, I want to take my analyst hat off and just put my fan hat off. I have had a lot of joy in seeing the behind-the-scenes look of Aaron Rodgers playing sandlot football in real time in the huddle, directing traffic. You go back to that game against Detroit with Kenneth Gainwell where he says, hey, just go out there and run a go. While the play is happening, and he hits him for a big play down the field. And then this last one, he's negotiating in the huddle with Calvin Austin on what kind of route to run on the backside in the biggest moment of the game. And he says, oh, you know what? I just caught the corner of Awuzie slipping out of the corner of my eye, and that was a big touchdown to put him ahead. So, I'm with you, Charles. The arm talent is there. He is slinging it around. His mind is as sharp as possible. He is playing at the highest level right now that he could possibly play. All they have to do is figure out how do we get him a clean pocket. That's going to be the big test against the Texans.
Yeah, which is almost impossible against this great Texans defense. And this team as a whole, the hottest team in the league, quote unquote, because they're going for their 10th consecutive win. Halloween weekend, Charles. That's the last time this team